Hey, what's going on, everybody? Obviously, a tough loss yesterday for the Jets, losing 37-17 to the Vikings. Most of that game, I think, went, just as most people expected. The Jets kind of kept it close for a while, but, at the end, ultimately, all the mistakes that they made, some of the opportunities that they missed, giving the ball away 4 times, not getting any back, all that stuff, it's going to come back to bite you eventually. And, when you're missing half your big time playmakers, with Quincy out and Robbie was banged up, Crowell was banged up, Powell left the game. I mean, there's only so much Darnold can do. There's only so much you can expect your rookie quarterback to do when he's missing so many weapons. It was just clear that receivers weren't getting open, and when guys were open, they just kind of weren't on the same page yet. All of that. What more can you say? It's part of the process. It's part of what any rookie quarterback is going to go through, especially one that doesn't have a lot of weapons right now. That's just the reality of it. With so many guys down, there's only so much you can really expect them to do. I thought it was good they got Herndon involved. You're gonna have to look to the tight ends more. You're gonna have to try and establish the ground game a little bit more going forward. Unless they bring in a move to bring in somebody. I know a lot of people have brought up Des Bryant, Demarius Thomas. I don't know if I'd be willing to part with anything as far as future draft compensation or cap space. But at this point, you got 9 games left to go in the season, and you want to maximize this time for Darnold. And if you're throwing out Sharon Peak and Andre Roberts half the time running routes, I don't know how much that's really going to benefit him if these guys aren't able to get open. Certainly Quincy coming back, hopefully in a couple weeks, that's going to be huge. If Robbie can get to full health, and you throw in Jermaine Kearse, that's not a bad trio. But certainly I think right now with just how banged up everybody is, you got to at least consider making a move, unless they have high hopes for Deontay Burnett. Who knows if that's going to pan out or not. As far as the defense goes, I mean, I think the defense did pretty much all you could really expect it to do, considering all the injuries that they had as well. With May out, Screen out, Tremaine Johnson out, and then Middleton, they just announced he tore his pec, so he's out for the season again, which is unfortunate. So now we're at our third string safety, and who knows if they'll bring back J.J. Wilcox. Maybe they'll call up Brandon Bryan or Jeremy Clark from the practice squad. But they're certainly they're getting tested on their depth right now. And with so many injuries, I don't know what the expectation was for yesterday. It seems like people were expecting them to be able to beat the Vikings, or if they didn't win, then fire Bowles and fire McCagnon again, which was the same reaction on social media, just as I expected. At this point, I ignore pretty much all of it. The people that do talk like that have pretty much exposed themselves at this point, because after the 2 wins, did you hear anything about Mac? Did you hear anything about Bowles? No, you didn't hear anything, right? And again, you wait for the first loss and one to a Vikings team that's much better than we are, a team that we hung in there with for 3 quarters, and at the end of the day, the injuries that we had, they were too much to overcome. That plus rookie quarterback and some other things in there that just didn't go our way. Expecting the team down as many guys as they were to beat a better Vikings team, I just think that was unrealistic. Were the chances there? Sure. The opportunities, they were there throughout the game. I thought they had a few plays that they could have, if they could have made, they could have possibly gotten back in that game. But at the end of the day, it wasn't our day. And, like I said last week, you kind of have to expect games like this. This is part of the process that a lot of people say they wanted, but they're just not able to handle it. Because at the end of the day, we know, facts are facts. This is still year 2 of a rebuild. It was last week. It was this week. It's still going to be next week. This is still year 2 of a rebuild. It's about growing your quarterback. It's about finding pieces to move forward with. At the end of the day, this game didn't go the way we wanted to, which I think most people expected going in. But then when it actually happens, it's like, oh my God, this is all Bowles' fault again, or it's all McCagnon's fault because we don't have the depth. But again, expecting depth guys to just come right in there and, beat a Vikings team, even though they didn't play their best, I think that's just being unrealistic. So hopefully we can get to full health soon. All these injuries are definitely a bummer. It's affecting Darnold's development. When you don't have guys open, it's hard to to trust your reads and to go through your progressions, when guys aren't getting separation and guys aren't making plays out there, guys are dropping passes. It's tough. So, hopefully we get healthy soon. And, Bears is going to be a tough one next week. That is going to be a tough one. Before the season started, I had that one circled on my calendar, especially after they got Khalil Mack. as being probably one of the more tougher games that we're going to have. We always play the Pats pretty well. I thought we had a decent chance if we were healthy last week or yesterday against the Vikings, but this is going to be a tough one coming up with Chicago. The Bears just put in a hell of an effort against the Pats, almost came out on top of that one, just fell short. So hopefully we hang in there. After that, you got Miami and you got Buffalo before the bye. So that would be a good chance to hopefully get back to 500 if they do lose this game to the Bears. But if they do win and they can go into the halfway point of the season at 4-4, considering the injuries they've had, considering you're starting a rookie quarterback, if you're 4-4 at the halfway point, that's a hell of a job to start the season. I think that would probably be better than what most people expected. And you just hope that the arrow continues going up and guys continue to develop. That's all you can really hope for at this point. So talk to you guys again soon.